that was definitely a nice unexpected treat to get a nice raptor like that. Hey everybody, this is Mike with Wyoming Photography, and out here this morning on the National Elk Refuge looking for a few birds that I saw yesterday and I wanted to get some better shots of. There's essentially two sides for public access to the National Elk Refuge. You're not allowed to go really anywhere on it, except there's a front-facing side where there's a visitor center and small boardwalks and ponds along Highway 89. And then there's the road on the back side, which is public access that provides National Forest access. So I'm out on this road that leads to the National Forest access right around sunrise, and I am looking for a rock wren, a horned lark, and a savanna sparrow. Well, I'm sitting here where the rock wren has been seen, but I'm not seeing any movement. So, it may not be out yet, in which case, I can come back a little later. There's some clouds over on the northern horizon, so could keep the light pretty low for a while, which will be good for photography. And yeah, I just check back later and up the road and see what else we can find. So I stopped for a second at a small wetlands where I saw a female duck. I didn't have any time to ID it yet, didn't really recognize it, but as I was shooting that, I heard a sparrow calling right across the street. Looked over and a savanna sparrow was perched right there in the bushes. And so beautiful light coming up. The sun just came up over the mountains, and it was a really pretty picture. The only thing is it looked like there was a blade of grass right in front of it, obstructing it. So hopefully that doesn't become too big of an issue. And I did notice it while I was taking the picture, so fortunately I was able to try to get it as much out of the way as I could. But yeah, that was definitely one of the target birds we came for, so I'm glad I got that one. And we'll keep going up here and see what else we can find. Driving along the road here, I happened to see a really bright spot in the sunlight, this beautiful golden light, and drove just a little bit past it. Saw a car coming the other way, so I was worried it would scare it off, but right there off the road, standing on a little rock, was a horned lark. So got some really beautiful shots of that. May or may not have had another road blade of grass affecting the shot, we'll see. But that turned out to be really well, and the car coming the other way even was kind enough to stop, so I could finish getting some shots, because I was worried they would drive straight through and scare it away. But they were kind enough to stop, and he stayed put long enough for me to get a couple of good shots. So 2 for 2, well, no, 2 for 3 right now, and we'll go back and check on that third. And while we're out here, might as well just keep going and see what else is out here. Driving along here, I noticed a lot of the savanna sparrows are getting spooked up from the road and out into the bushes, and I was hoping for one to land on a nice perch. There's some higher grasses, some alfalfa sticking up. I was hoping one would land on that. Instead, one landed on top of a sign, and it was not my preferred just too beautiful of a shot to pass up, considering how close it was and the light and everything. So I got that one. Still would love to get something that close on a more natural perch. But yeah, keep driving and see. Maybe it'll happen. Maybe something else. Just crossed over Flat Creek, closed out back here from the Grovant Mountains. And if you're familiar at all with the geography of Jackson, the town of Jackson or Jackson Hole, you know that Flat Creek also flows through town. So this is the same Flat Creek, it's just a little bit closer to the drainage from the mountains. The great thing about that is there's a lot more trees back here, there's a lot more water, so that could produce some good results for other birds. So right now I'm about maybe half mile, quarter of a mile from the refuge boundary where it intersects with the National Forest, which is back that way. And I'm not seeing a whole lot else. There's not a lot of birds along the roadsides like there were earlier. And most of the birds I'm seeing are back there along Flat Creek, which is down there. And as you can also see, there's no going back there because that is National Wildlife Refuge, and getting off this road is against essentially their rules. So I've seen a northern flicker down in those trees. Heard a couple of warblers, things like that. I can hear some savanna sparrows off in the distance here, but I think I might turn around because I also don't want to get too far from that potential rock wren, and I want to get back there while there's still some decent light. So might turn around here and see what comes up on our way back. Also, if you like this video, please like and subscribe. If you have any questions or comments about what you're seeing, definitely feel free to leave a comment down in the comments below. If you want to do a private photography workshop with me, I do offer those year-round in Grand Teton National Park in Yellowstone, and we can either go birding or do whatever else you're looking to do and learn more about your camera and come away with some really great shots. I also, if you're interested in birding, I have a birding photography workshop based around the spring migration, so we can go out and get a whole diverse number of bird shots and also see how many species we can rack up. So if that's something that interests you, look for the links down in the description below. And yeah, we're gonna keep moving here, see what else we can find. Western meadowlark on a post, which again, not my favorite subject. I prefer something more natural, but Western meadowlarks are so beautiful as they are, it's worth getting one if you can. Also hard to see. They don't usually show themselves very often, so worth every opportunity when you see one. Just had another Western meadowlark on a post again, unfortunately, and was getting some nice shots and was about to try and get a little bit closer when my lens hood arbitrarily fell off my camera, off the lens, fell onto the road and scared it away. So watch that opportunity up. So we're gonna keep driving, getting a little bit closer to where that rock wren should be, and still have some pretty decent light, so hopefully we can get something out of that, and maybe one or two little things along the way as well. All right, let's go see. just had a pretty great opportunity with what looked like a Swainson's hawk. They're pretty common out here. And he didn't seem the least bit concerned about me, but in sticking with the theme in the last few shots, he was not on the most natural perch, which, you know, take what you can get. But it was really good. It was nice side lighting on him, and he was pretty cooperative, so that was definitely a nice unexpected treat to get a nice raptor like that. And that Swainson's hawk was perched up on it was a big archway for a driveway, because there was some private homesteads that were grandfathered into the National Elk Refuge, and they've since, built some nice homes out there. So that's why that archway was there to begin with. It's not really a historic thing or anything. It was just a nice entryway for somebody's driveway and into their private property, which there's very little of on the National Elk Refuge, but there is a little bit. Alright, so we're pulling up on this rock, well, hopefully where the rock ring is now, and we'll just see. So the rock wrens did come out, and I got a couple of shots of them. They're about the size of house wrens, and I'm a good 30-40 yards away, so not fantastic shots, but shots nonetheless. So see if I can work with it, at least kind of get them in their habitat, get a nice shot of that. But it was great because for a little bit they were moving around a lot more. I think that was my opportunity because they seemed to have settled down for a bit. I'll give it a few more minutes and see if anything else happens here. So that actually turned out a little better than I expected. There were sometimes 2 or 3 at a time, and I could get one hopping around from one place to another, so I think 1 or 2 of those might work out well. There was another one that came up a little bit closer, so I was able to get some pretty decent shots of that one, and some nice habitat shots of them in the rocks and their surroundings. So not a super close-up shot, but it's always nice to have environmental shots as well, so you can kind of get a feel for what they like to play around in. So came out for 3 birds, got 3, and a couple of bonuses. So I would call that a successful morning, and like I like to say, no time in nature is ever wasted. So I would say pretty good. So I was just driving through a little bit of shade from a mountain where the sun hadn't quite crested it, and this beautiful female mountain bluebird popped up on once again another post, which wasn't all that natural, but was still just too pretty to pass up. So pretty much to the refuge boundary right now, heading back into Jackson, which is literally on the other side of the fence. And yeah, I would call that a successful morning. 3 for 3 plus some bonuses. Always fun to see some added benefits of heading out. And still no sign of the elusive American robin, so hopefully next time. But if you like this video, please like and subscribe. Leave some comments down in the comment section below if you have any questions or comments. If you want to check out any of the workshops, you can check those out in the link in the description. And thank you for watching, and happy trails.